Hey guys, this is day 2 of my trip into North Carolina. I'm in Danbury, North Carolina in Stokes County, and I'm here with Jane. She's the owner of Priddy's General Store, and you've probably seen several of the videos that we film here. I've been coming here, don't even know how many times now that I've been here. I mean,
It'll be 2 years in March.
2 years in March, but I stop in here all the time, even if we're not filming. So when I'm filming with Wayne or whatever. So when I'm in the area, I'm here just about every day to see Jane or to get a knee-high grape. But so many of you guys are asking about the places in East Tennessee and North Carolina that I film and how they were doing. And Jane here has made it just fine. The store's made it fine. And did you lose power during that storm any, or?
Fortunately, we did not. There were a few in our area that were without power for a while, but we were very spared here and very blessed. Yes.
Well, one of the things that's of concern, and I'm starting to see it on the internet quite a bit now, is the economy and tourism, because one of the main roads getting into North Carolina, I-40, is down, and it won't be back up for a long time. And then the bypass, I think 126, it's down, and they might get it back up. But so getting here is not as easy. But I was doing some research on the internet with some of the different news agencies here in North Carolina, and they're saying there's possibly going to be $1.7 billion in loss from tourism. Especially for the places that wasn't affected. Now, you know, I think I saw it, the economic statistics on businesses in 2021. It was estimated there were 964,000 small businesses in North Carolina. And so not all those businesses are tourist related, but like here you have the Dan River, and you got hiking here, and there's so many people that come, and the Dan River here wasn't affected. It looks fine to me, is what I can see in this part of it. But the thing's going to be is so many people's not going to come because they think that everything has been devastated, what you're seeing on the news, and it's terrible what's happened in those places. But there are places that still open, and they need you to come and visit more than ever, because I can already see a downturn on people just not coming. They think that everything, you know, and I get this in comments and emails, or they'll ask me, are any of those places still standing that you document? Well, as far as I know, none of them was affected that in North Carolina or Tennessee that I document, except I think Mass General Store had some.
I think there was more flooding up there than anything, but I did think I just started following the Boone and Blowing Rock Facebook page, and I think everybody seems to be back open for business as far as I know up there, including the Mass General Store, because I think that was mentioned. But again, a lot of these pages on Facebook, as far as like in the communities, in these tourism communities, you can join those and learn more about the local community and what they're sharing as far as information on that. But
yes, every business I've ever worked with has a Facebook page. So if you had plans to come to North Carolina, check and see if they're open. Most likely a lot of them is going to be open, and they're going to need your business. They're going to need you to still come. It's going to be a little harder getting here. You're not going to get over the mountain there.
Let me just interject there, because I don't think it's going to be harder to get here. I just think that it's going to put you on a different journey to get there, which there will be blessings along that journey. It's not about getting to that destination, and all we've heard. It's about the journey and the things that you see along that journey. And I think what you've done is you've uncovered those things that the major highways bypass.
Yes.
And you have brought attention to those things. So it's all in part of what you're doing is get off the main highways and explore and go on the adventure. And it's just another way of getting there, and you're going to be even more blessed by going the different routes, and you're going to find these smaller businesses on these different routes, and we can overcome this as a community together, as Appalachian Channel followers, and look after one another. And I will honestly say, I really believe in all my heart, this store, this community was spared and blessed because of the Appalachian Channel, and how many people that had reached out to me and continues to reach out to me. Are y'all okay? How are y'all doing? We have been praying for y'all. And I know that there is power in prayer, but through this storm and through the many more people that John has brought into our family here, and all of the Appalachian family, the Priddy's General Store, y'all all are part of the family. I know those prayers, the additional prayers, helped us here. And I really, really was humbled and touched by everyone that reached out to us, and it just brought me to tears in some instances of the prayer and the love, and most importantly the prayer for us here, and how John has brought us together, and how important it is for us to pray for one another and to look out for one another. And I just appreciate it so much. Your prayers helped us here in this community, and I continue to pray for all my friends and family and supporters, and your protection, and I know that God hears those prayers, and I give you all credit for your prayers and helping us ride out the storm and be spared here and blessed. Thank you so much. We all, this whole community, and I'm sharing that with everybody here. So thank you so much, and let's just all keep praying for one another, because it's the most powerful thing that we can do.
Yes, and there's a lot of people still in great need that lost their homes. We don't know exactly how many. There's not a total, I don't think, that I've seen of how many homes were lost during the flood. But businesses and homes, quite a few were. It's a historic event. Nothing like this has ever happened. But what's going to happen is, if people say, okay, everything in North Carolina is shut down and gone, then there are going to be a lot more small businesses not make it. They're going to.
Again, it goes. Just do your due diligence. If you are thinking about going somewhere or doing something, do your due diligence to find out what's going on in that community, and don't rely on, again, you can look at it in a lot of different ways. Yeah, there's a possibility that these businesses are going to suffer, and there's maybe businesses closed, but again, don't let, I don't want to say media, because you're media, because sometimes I'm going to say the mainstream media might paint a different picture. As we all know, John paints truth, and we appreciate it. I think that's why you're so successful, is it is truth, and you get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. But don't rely on a lot of the hearsay out there. Do your due diligence, do your homework, and just seek out who you can help in your community, or if you want to travel. Again, we're in this together, and we got to help each other, and just don't let fear or let the mainstream media discourage you and even put fear in you. There's still a lot of good things that are happening, and we will overcome this, but only if we work together, and again, keep praying for each other and keep finding ways to support one another. Getting off on the trail, this is the Appalachian Channel, the Appalachian Trail. It's all about the trails and the paths. It's okay that the highways have been destroyed. No, it's not okay. But it gets us off the mainstream onto the paths that take us into places like Priddy's, or in Brooks, or Muddy Pond, or all those other beautiful places where there's beautiful people serving their communities, and
they're there, and they're open, and they're looking for people to come.
And it's about getting off that main highway. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It's not okay that highways were destroyed. That does, it affects our economy. But here's the thing: there is a way to get there if you want to get there. And enjoy the journey. Enjoy that it takes a little bit longer, that maybe you get to spend a little more time in the car with your family and learn something new about them, and grow as families, and nurture those relationships. And I see the cup half full, not half empty, and that's just how I look at it. And I hope that you'll share in the way I look at things too.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. The recovery is gonna be hard and long. This is gonna be a scar for everybody that lived through this here. Is gonna always remember it. They're gonna always be businesses that's not going to make it back. So I think I did see a statistic that said that 42% of the businesses that did get shut down or destroyed by the flood will never open back up, possibly. And the thing is the businesses that didn't get hit by the flood are going to suffer too because of the flood, because of people not coming. And just, you can Google that, the tourism of North Carolina right now. There's so much of it popping up, and it's on the local news stations that I'm watching about. They're going out to the businesses just like I am, and they're saying, hey, we're here, we need you. You can get here, you got to take some of the back roads. And like Jane says, that's always a good way to travel, the back roads, because you see the little mom and pop places, the places that really appreciate your business, that really need your business, because they 2 bad months of no sales, and then hitting winter. There's not much tourism at all during the winter here, because nobody's going to go to the rivers or whatever. So guys, if you're going to get out and do something this fall, just check Facebook. They have websites, most of the places do. Jane's got a Facebook page. As you can see, she's here open, and we're going to go over on the porch, and she's going to read some Bible verses and maybe pray for everybody that's went through all this, and all the loss of lives and homes and businesses. And so we're going to go sit on the porch for a few minutes before it gets busy. We got some visitors coming, I think, to visit. Then I'm going out to see Wayne. So you want to go over and read your Bible verse?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So I'm going to do something I normally don't do, and I'm going to read from a previous devotion that came just a few days after the devastation to North Carolina and Tennessee. And I always loved this little book because, as when Laurel would sit here beside me, we would talk for a little while, or talk about the situations and things that are going on, and then we would say, okay, let's see what God's got for us today. So I'm going to read this particular devotion because I think it falls into what has happened and how important it is for us to respond to the storms in our lives, so to speak. So, when many things seem to be going wrong, trust me. When your life feels increasingly out of control, thank me. These are supernatural responses, and they can lift you above your circumstances. If you do what comes naturally in the face of difficulties, you may fall prey to negativity. Let's just do negativity. Even a few complaints can set you on a path that is a downward spiral by darkening your perspective and mindset. With this attitude controlling you, complaints flow more and more readily from your mouth. Each one moves you steadily down a slippery spiral. The lower you go, the faster you slide. But it is still possible to apply the brakes. Cry out to me in my name. Affirm your trust in me regardless of how you feel. Thank me for everything, though this seems unnatural, even irrational. Gradually you will begin to ascend, recovering your lost ground. When you are back on ground level, you can face your circumstances from a humble perspective. If you choose supernatural responses this time, trusting and thanking me, you will experience my unfathomable peace. And that comes from Psalm 13, verse 5, Ephesians 5, verse 20, and Psalm 34, verse 10. And I think that's just really where we're at in all of this. And I mean, the Bible clearly states, do not fear, these things must happen. And, God is in control. And but what I want everybody to know is there is hope. There is always hope. Jesus is our hope. And it speaks about the thief will come, in the middle of the night. It'll be surprising. And for me, for all the lives that were lost in Western North Carolina, I don't want their lives to be in vain. I think it is a time for us as Christians to share the hope and to share every opportunity we can and to be a light in the dark places. Because things are going to look different, and with the businesses that may not come back into business, I trust that God has a better plan for them and something better in store for them. And with believing that and knowing that, we'll be able to see the blessings. But we've got to be looking for it. Nothing happens. It's all in God's plan. It's all in God's plan. And we don't understand sometimes, but we just have to trust and have faith in Him that He will work everything out. He will use it for good. You have to believe it and search it and seek it. And we all know there are never any rainbows unless we have a storm. And let me just say, as with that being, everybody has storms in their lives. The storm in my life was when the girl ran the red light and took my father's life. And when he left, the revenue flow of this store left. And for years, we struggled. But I always believed in this place. I believed it was where I was meant to be. I don't know. I couldn't explain why I believed that, but it was just etched in my heart. And we struggled. So for anybody that may be listening that has a business that has been closed or destroyed, there is hope and there's other opportunity out there for you. Just follow your passions, follow what you can do to serve in your community to make it a better place, trust in God, and He'll add everything that you need. He provides everything that we need. And if we've got our breath, our salvation and each other, we have everything. And guess what? That doesn't cost you a dime to have those three things that are most important to us. And you're loved out there. Again, if you're watching and you've lost loved ones and you're hurting and you've gone through storms, but you're loved, you're being prayed for, and just cling to the one that can give you peace and comfort and help you through this storm. And you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. It reminds me of Philippians 4:13. I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me. And let Him amaze you and carry you through this storm. I love you guys.
Yes. Well, look here. We've been talking about a few things. We got Wayne just showed up here. Me and Wayne had a good evening last night walking around his farm. He was showing me all the different creeks and springs and fields and everything. But I see some fellas that pulled in right over here, and they are from Ireland.
Wow. Ireland. We just get people from all over the world. Do you know that I just had two girls come here to visit last week from Taiwan, and she lives in Greensboro, North Carolina with her husband. She just received her citizenship last week, and her friend with a 2-year-old child flew over here to visit her from Taiwan. The Appalachian Channel, again, has just opened the door to meeting so many amazing people. Why are you laughing at me, Wayne? Wayne's always good. When we're out here doing you're chuckling about something over there.
the words.
But anyway, and laughing. We need to laugh more. We need to find joy in even our tough circumstances, and laughing is great medicine. It helps us to get through things. Anyway, we need to joke around and have some fun.
Did you find your baby donkey?
Yeah, he's right down the back. That's right.
He's back, huh? Okay.
He's out there. He must have been hid somewhere or another. I looked around out there, but I know you found him.
Well, I'm glad you found him. I was going to try to help you look for him today. So, yeah, we're going to have a work day out there at Wayne's today and do whatever Wayne wants to do. I really enjoy hanging out with Wayne. We spent, I don't know what, 2-3 hours yesterday walking around, and Wayne was worried about me. He didn't think I could walk through the mountains. He got me a walking stick. And
I was afraid going down the hills and all, on the banks and all.
This way I was going to fall off one of them hills. Yeah, we did have to go down some hollers and a few things, didn't we? But he's got some beautiful property, and that'll be a video coming up in the future. Right now I'm trying to do these daily videos, let people know. Let's go over here and meet these fellas from Ireland and see what they think about Priddy's General Store.
All right.
Well, look who's here.
Hey there, John.
Welcome.
Hey, ma'am.
I'm Jane.
How are you, Jane? I'm James.
Jim?
James.
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 James. Okay, the accent.
We're separated by the same
James.
language.
James and Ian. What a pleasure. And I'm Jane. So, wow.
Yeah.
What a pleasure to meet you guys.
We came specially.
You came to see him. You didn't come to see me.
No, we came specially.
They didn't see me last.
Coincidental, he's here.
No,
We saw
really?
them. They met me last week, so they
Oh,
was coming
wow.
here, and I said I'll be there, and we'll just meet up again.
Yeah. Thanks to John, I knew your place existed.
Well, thank you.
And a few others.
And I understand that you guys live here now, or
No. I came all the way from Northern Ireland. I'm doing a wee trip. I had 3 things to do. I had friends to see in North Carolina. I had a wee bit of research to do about the early settlers, the pioneers into Tennessee, and a wee bit of other history about Appalachian people. And then I wanted to visit certain places that's been on John's videos, like R.M. Brooks and yourselves.
Right. Well, thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
So people can make it here all the way from Ireland.
Oh,
That is so crazy.
Other people
I'm just
can come
like,
visit.
Oh, definitely.
So where did you stay at last night? What part of North Carolina?
We stayed in Ledford Lane, a farm in the mountains, Sugar Hill, that sort of area, just outside Marion
Okay.
in North Carolina.
How was the roads getting here?
Roads getting here were good, yeah. All the volunteers, all the workers have been really working hard to clear
great
up
to
everything,
hear.
helping everybody and stuff, yeah. Yeah, still a lot of work to do.
That's good, because John was just talking about, I mean, people hear little bits and pieces of news. Roads are closed and aren't going to be open for a few more years, and we're just trying to encourage folks to do their due diligence and seeking, the knowledge and not to give up and persevere and getting out and really making a more point to go out into these areas that are maybe not as beautified as maybe they were, but to see the beauty within the ashes, so to speak, and support these people and get out and experience something that's different than what we're used to.
Yeah.
It's part of the adventure. It's a part of getting out on the trail.
Exactly.
And kind of, I don't know, it's just adventurous. I like being adventurous. So,
Wayne?
yeah.
You've seen Wayne's videos, right?
Oh, yeah.
Come on over here and meet Mr. Wayne here. This is James from Ireland.
How you doing, sir?
Did you know
James,
somebody all in Ireland was watching your videos?
Oh, yeah.
Wayne?
And the cars. Yeah. And I like your dancing, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
you seen my dance?
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Been doing it 60 years and ain't learned how yet.
Well,
He must have learned more than some people. I heard you won some kind of trophy for dancing here a week or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Is that true? Did you win?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Oh, it's 4 people,
Oh, there's just 4.
I lucked up,
You lucked up.
Yeah. These other people's good dancers.
Yeah.
I lucked up somehow or another.
Might have been the
They
beard.
made a misjudging,
Might have been the beard kind of set you apart from everybody.
I don't know.
Come on in, guys. Look around the store, see what you think.
Thanks.
We're finishing this video up. I just want to get a little Cliff, if you see what you think about the store, what you feel about it.
Nice to meet you.
So real quick about Wayne, he talking about his love of dancing. Blessed a lady this past Saturday. I got some video of it. We might can share it a little bit later, but I had a 94-year-old lady reach out that turned 94 last Saturday when we did the music, and all she wanted for her 94th birthday was to dance, like flatfoot. So she came up to our event, and so cute. I went up to her and welcomed her, and she says, "That man right there, I've seen him dance at other places." She said, "Is he married?" And I said, "No." She says, "Well, I want to dance with him." And they got up there and danced, and that lady had one of the best birthdays ever at 94. I mean, what a blessing that was. I mean, that made the whole day. But anyway, I had to share that little story about Wayne and him blessing. He blesses so many people. But anyway, we'll peruse around the old general store. It hadn't changed too much. I don't know if there's anything new that I've gotten in since the last time. More candies, I guess. The Christmas hard mix and peanut brittle, which is amazing. But those are some of the new things we've got in. But do you guys have any old stores like this where you live in Ireland?
Yeah, pretty much all gone. Yeah, I grew up in a store like this.
You grew up?
Oh yeah, back home. Irish
Really?
type store. Yeah. And
What are good memories for you growing up in the store?
we had everything from a pin to an anchor. You know, we weren't a department store, but we were kind of condensed.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
From a pin to an anchor.
Yeah.
I like that. I say from a bolt to a pair of overalls or something like that. But I love that kind of, yeah.
If we didn't have it, you didn't need it.
Yeah, that's kind of the saying of old general stores,
Yeah.
you know, I've heard. We say, if we don't have it, we'll find it.
Yeah.
And then if we can't find it, then you obviously didn't
Yeah.
need it. But
We also had a credit book, so we knew all
Yeah.
our customers, like you know
Yeah.
all your customers, and I could nearly have the stuff waiting on them. I could see them coming. I knew what time they'd be in at. I'd have their cigarettes or their milk and their
Wow.
bread ready.
what was the name of the business?
It was called Prairie Cash Stores. It was in a
Wow.
little village called Lambeg, just outside Lisburn in the east of Northern Ireland.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So at what age did you leave out of the general store or step away from
I
it?
would
Or
have been 17.
at 17?
Yeah, we sold it off about then.
Sold it off. How many years did your family operate it?
From about 1960. My grandfather started it. Yeah,
Right.
but it was a store originally, but it
Right.
had went empty.
Right.
The building was used for something else.
Right.
And then he bought it.
Right.
And turned it back into a store.
So and then you guys sold it. So and it still operated as a store for a little while, I guess, after y'all sold it.
Yeah, maybe 6 months.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah, and then the guy, he couldn't make a go of it. You know, you've got supermarkets, so he had to close down.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about earlier too, is reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened to us here, but you just have to be creative and look at reinventing. And again, it all boils down to how can you meet the needs of your community and what's lacking in your community, and just kind of sit and observe that and see. I am a firm believer there is always a way when there's a will, and if it's not, you know, then God's got other plans for us to do something bigger and better.
Oh, definitely.
So that is too cool.
We did fast food as well. We started that up as a way of reinventing ourselves.
Right.
In sort of maybe the mid 1980s.
Right.
And it was a big success. But the guy who took it on after us dropped that. He didn't want to do it, and then he just plummeted. You know, because it is easier, cheaper usually to go to a supermarket, but you lose out in the personal touch. If you owed me money, it was in the credit book, I didn't charge you interest.
Right.
What many people do today, they don't have money, they go to a supermarket, credit card, and their debt rises, and before they know it, they're sunk in it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
Back home, I'd love to see more of stores like this coming back.
Well, go back home and do something about it.
About the museum you work in. There's a general store there in the museum.
There's a general store in our museum in Oma, and it's just a generic one. It wasn't a store that existed. Most of our buildings are specific, say your house, your grandfather's house or something. We've brought it over and rebuilt it, but it's just a general store, but you get the same smell as you have in here. You know, you can watch the video, you can get a slight feel for something, but when you come to here and you're actually here meeting you and smelling the smells, oh, it's so different. Yeah, oh, it's great.
So what do you think about this little store?
I love it.
James?
I love it.
You like it?
I think it was up for sale. I would buy it and move over here.
Well, let's talk.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like I just turned 60 years old, and I think to myself, you know, I've been here, it'll be 29 years come December.
Right.
Yeah, I came back to work here when my first son was born because I didn't want to be away from him. And so I think I should be thinking about retirement, and it's like the way and that's the way the world looks at it. I try not to look at the way the world looks at it, and I'm like, I'm just getting started. You know, I'm just getting started, so hey, I stopped counting at 33, so let's go.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's always worth a conversation.
We're gonna finish this video up. It's just a little short video doing day 2 of my trip for letting people know how things are going, and I wanted to catch you guys. I knew y'all were coming, and so I'm going to finish this video up here, and we'll say bye to everybody. But I will be back here Friday. Jane will be open all week. The 19th, I think, is their next picking with that.
Correct.
Priddy's.
That'll be our third Saturday.
And that's where you do music. And I don't know, are you going to be here Saturday, this Saturday? You got another event you got to be at?
He better be here dancing with everybody. He's my dancing partner.
Where y'all from?
I'm from Oma in Northern Ireland.
So do y'all have a Raymond calendar?
No, don't. Oh, super, thanks.
I just thought I'd ask that question.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to say bye, and thanks for watching,
See you later.
everybody.
Bye, John.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for helping us.
See y'all on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.
See you,
Bye-bye.
John.
Nice meeting you.